Hey everybody, and welcome to Thriving Mind Thursday. We are talking about overcoming fear and opening up to possibility. So welcome. If you're on the live, say hi. And I'm really wanting to talk about this today. It's something that I think a lot of you will resonate with, feeling fear. Whether it is over being uncertain or just not knowing what to expect. Actually, you know what? You let me know. Put in the comments what is coming up for you right now. What is keeping you in fear mode? And we will dive right into this. And I'm calling this overcoming fear, but I don't even like to look at it that way, because just the word overcome, when you say that word overcome, how does it feel to you? When I hear the word, it sounds like a challenge. It sounds like an obstacle, and it certainly isn't helpful with getting over to the other side. So I like to look at it, instead of as overcoming fear, as moving through it. And you can move through it with one breath at a time, one step at a time. And that, for me, and I hope for you, just feels a little easier and doable. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I help you reprogram your mind for success. It is really an inside-out process for transforming the way you see and experience everything, and the way you could even get into possibility, because it could be hard to think about what's possible when your mind isn't there, right? When you're caught up just in being in fear. So what are some of the things that, and we don't have to use the word fear, maybe it is doubt, maybe it's worry, or you could be feeling anxious, any one of those uncomfortable emotions. And it's just like remembering that they're just emotions. It's just energy, and everything is energy. But paying attention to what is the energy of fear or worry or anxiety, what does that feel like? And it feels really heavy, almost like you're being weighed down. I read recently, and I was very surprised by this, that in horse racing, the champion horses they're given these heavy saddlebags to weigh them down in an attempt to slow them down and level out the competition. And I don't know how true this is. I read it and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. And it reminds me of, excuse me, how fear feels so heavy. And like those saddlebags that are weighing down the horse and an attempt to slow it down, fear certainly slows our growth. Fear certainly can not even slow our growth, but just keep us standing still, keep us from moving, from taking those next steps, and then forget about possibility. From the stance of fear, you can't see what's possible because you're not there. It's like being buried under something, and you just can't see. You can't see what's on the other side. So how can you rise above that? And I love the acronym FEAR. I heard this, I don't remember from where, but FEAR stands for, face everything and rise. And I love that. How can you face what's going on right now in your life? How can you face it and rise? And for me, that is really just staying in the moment that I am in and not skipping ahead. And what is that for you? For right now, I'm sitting in my office. Right now I'm sitting in my office and I am speaking to you. So right now in this moment, everything is okay. And that's how you start to rise up, one step at a time. Remember the story of the donkey in the well? I don't know if you ever heard that story before. I love the message in it, but basically these men, they throw a donkey, and I could be getting the details wrong, I don't know, but they throw a donkey into the well and they start shoveling dirt down into the well over the donkey. And what the donkey does is every time they pile in some dirt, he steps up and he shakes it off. And then they keep, shoveling in that dirt, and the donkey steps up and he shakes it off, and eventually he rises and he gets to the top of the well, and then he jumps out and he trots off, and the men are left stunned, like, what just happened here? But this is what we are able to do. We are really able to rise above what's going on, but it starts with moving out of that energy. So in answer to the question, how do you overcome fear or move through it and open up to possibility, the quick answer is you've got to change your energy. You've got to get out of that energy of fear, which is all it is, whether you're taking one little step at a time to rise up, breathing through it. And then once you raise your vibe and you start to feel better, you can start to see what's possible. And I'm going to share a little story with you. Yesterday I was on the phone with a client, and she's got a home and office organizing business. And she goes to me, Nikki, my business is dead. Everybody's at home, and because they're so bored with time on their hands, they're organizing their own homes. They don't need me. And I said, okay, well, I hear you. First of all, is that true? I mean, is that a fact? And she's like, well, it seems to be true. I said, but is it a fact? If you had to put it in a box, would you put it in the box of this is a fact or this is a belief? Which one would it go in? And having to choose either or, it's a belief, because it's certainly not a fact that her business is dead and that nobody needs her services. And we started brainstorming, what's another option? What else is possible? What is something that you could do right now that you could still have your services be needed? And she's like, well, maybe I could consider doing something virtual. There's so many people that are now going virtual and using Zoom and whatever platform. And I'm like, exactly. And what about maybe instead of actually doing the organizing, what if you can offer just a little course, a training on, the top 5 tips for organizing your home in an hour or less? And she started to get excited. She started to raise her energy. So now she was no longer in the state of fear or, worry, doubt, just giving up. She started to feel a little bit better. And as she started to feel a little bit better, more ideas were coming to her. So we were brainstorming all these options. What's another possibility? What's another? And then she goes, hold on a second. And I'm waiting, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm just waiting here. She comes back, and she goes, Nikki, you're not going to believe it. I wanted to take that call because I didn't know who it was. And it turns out it was someone who said, are you open? I found you on Google, and I'm looking for help with organizing my home. Just buying this new house, and I've got a lot of stuff, and I don't know where to begin. And I just wasn't sure if you were open for business with everything going on. And she's like, absolutely, I'm open for business. And they're going to, make a call and talk about the details. But it happens that quickly. It was literally in a matter of minutes of her raising her vibe, moving out of fear, stepping into possibility, getting excited, and talking about all the ways that she could make money in her business, she could serve in her business, that an opportunity just came to her, a potential client just came to her. And that's how that happens. So when it comes to overcoming fear or moving through fear, the thing you want to do, number one, after you breathe, because that will help to calm you down so that you can think more clearly, you can make better judgments and better decisions. Change your focus. Change your focus. If you're feeling fear or worry or anything like that, look at what you're thinking about. And whatever you're thinking about, that is going to cause the feeling, the emotion that you're experiencing. So change your focus and ask yourself, is this true? And if it isn't, then what's another option? What's another possibility? And keep asking yourself that question again and again, and you will gain clarity. You will be motivated to take an action. But it's the key is to move through fear, get to a higher level emotion, and that's when the sky's the limit. Somebody could just find you out of nowhere. Somebody could just reach out and say, I was thinking about you, or I had this idea. And so much can come your way. But start looking for one good thing, and it's one small step at a time. But the biggest takeaway that I want you to have is that you cannot get to possibility from fear. You just can't. You've got to move through the fear. You've got to face everything and rise above. And from that vantage point, that's where you could see what else is possible. So I hope that you will do that. And if you need any help with that at all, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. Reach out to me, send me a private message, and I'm happy to get on the phone and have a quick chat. But keep breathing, keep moving through the fear, keep moving your attention onto what is possible, because there is a lot that is possible. And have a fabulous rest of your Thursday. Stay well, and I will see you all next week. Bye for now.